All right, let's move on down the list. So, Destiny, number 3. Now, there's a few Destiny players in this room, that's to say the least. So, first things first, let's do a quick rundown of what Destiny is, because it is a big franchise. It's probably, actually, honestly, in my opinion, the biggest franchise that came out last year for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, for those of you who don't know what Destiny is, if you're a gamer and you play Borderlands and maybe some Diablo, it's a mixture of the two, in my opinion. It's a...
Avalanche.
Yeah. It's a loot first-person shooter that you play with a community of online players. It's supposed to be a massive online world, and it kind of is and it kind of isn't. It's kind of like a hybrid, if you will.
Yeah.
But the game has its flaws, and it has its pros, to say the least. So,
Indeed.
it's very sci-fi-ish. If you're into any of the Halo, probably enjoy Destiny, which makes sense, seeing how it is Bungie, same creators. It's the #1 selling new IP or franchise of all time. So, in other words, no new video game franchise has ever sold as well as Destiny.
Wow.
Which is a good thing, is because according to some dude from Activision, it cost him like $500 million. And that's, I'm sure, with marketing, development, and everything, not just making the game, but it's expensive.
They also had the best marketing ever with their alpha and beta releases. I mean, that was slick because it nailed people like me who would not have ever bought this game. Ever.
Well, let's go around the circle real fast then and say this. Who likes the game and who doesn't? Nick hasn't played it.
Yeah, my vote won't count then.
So he'll represent you who are listening who doesn't know a darn thing about the game.
I'll ask the stupid questions.
We'll start with you, Austin.
If I'm going to choose without giving it like a rating, just saying if I like it or if I don't like it,
Yeah.
it's going to land in the I like it category.
Okay.
Just barely.
Just barely.
Barely.
It's hanging by its fingers.
Well, I mean, yeah, I like it. But without going into the detail and the rating of it, it would land in the I like it category.
I think of you hanging from an edge and Sean Connery's holding onto your hand like, I can almost reach it, Dad. Let it go, Indy. Let it go.
That's exactly how I picture it. But that's also a metaphor for a lot of other things.
Okay. Derek?
I've changed my middle name to Destiny. It has, with the exception of when the network went down on Christmas for the couple days and I bought Lego Movie, the game, I have not played another game since September 9th when it came out.
Wow.
Nerd!
Yeah, pretty much.
Just answer the question, do you like it or do you not?
I don't like it. It's an addiction. I love it. No, I like it.
What time
for
is
sure.
it? I gotta get out of here.
It's all scratching. I gotta go, guys. This is almost over. So, I like it a lot, too. Not to say that there aren't some things I dislike. There's quite a few things I absolutely hate about this dang game.
Yes.
But I love it. I've put in well over 300 hours into it. I own it on both an Xbox and a PS4. I have 5 characters, which seriously almost makes me cry a little bit when I think about the hours I put into this game. But that's how you know it's a good game. I've spent, I think, a total of, well, between the 2 console games and the DLC, I guess around $120, somewhere around there. No, probably about closer to 140, 160.
You got DLC on both?
Yeah.
systems?
Yeah.
Well, I have more friends on the PS4,
Okay.
so that's...
And you got it on Xbox.
Garrett made me feel very bad, and he's like, Eric, you go buy a PS4 in Destiny, or I'll murder your family.
Pretty much.
And I was like, fair enough, sir.
I needed someone I can use with. Like, come on.
Misery likes company. But,
I've not put as many hours in a game since Final Fantasy 12 as I have this game. Final Fantasy 12 I clocked in at 357 hours when I finally put it down after 100%, and I'm over that with Destiny.
yeah, it's time consuming.
Yeah.
It's, but that's why I like it so much. It's a game that you get your money's worth, you know?
That's true.
That's one of the concerns that I would have with it, though. It seems like you're doing a lot to accomplish so little.
Exactly, you're grinding for nothing.
Yeah, see, that would be difficult for me.
Well, I'm a Final Fantasy player as well,
Right.
so I'm used to that. I'm used to grinding for 18 hours to get one additional experience level.
That's
to
crazy.
get that one little extra bubble that I need for that magic I can do. So
Right.
to me, the grind is worth it, even though every time I end a raid, I'm like, I hate you. You didn't give me anything. I got garbage. I know there's going to be the one time where I get it. I'll be like, yeah, got that son of a bitch.
But what's the difference though when you think about Call of Duty? You know, trying to unlock the loot drops, the supply drops, or the attachments.
That comes a lot quicker though. I mean, I think that's one thing that I like. I mean, I guess I haven't played Destiny, so I don't know the time that it takes. But I know in Call of Duty, I mean, it took me about, as far as gameplay, a couple of days to actually get up to like a prestige 2, and I'm not even that good. So I mean it still comes pretty quickly.
Well, I will say that the one thing they did about the grind that makes it a little bit different is if you grind correctly, you can actually upgrade yourself very fast. You can get your armor very quickly. It's pretty much waiting for the drops to happen. That's where the frustration comes in. Once you have it, if you get your armor that you need, you can grind a certain way and do certain steps and boost it up extremely quickly.
How long are we talking though? Like when you say quickly?
I took 3 pieces of armor and upgraded them maxed out in say 2.5 days. And 2.5 days for me is maybe 5 hours of playing. So say 15 hours.
Okay.
12 to 15 hours.
So that's about like almost 6 upgrades per piece of equipment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a huge tree system. But once you do the steps correctly, what to do first so you double up your experience, where to go next, what to use so you're hitting all your key points. Yeah, it takes you anywhere between 10 and 15 hours maybe to take a completely empty armor and upgrade it all the way.
So what is the grind then? What are you doing while you're grinding?
Well, to me now that I have that down, the grind for me is doing the raids over and over and over just so I could try to get that one weapon that I need, the one thing that I'm hunting for.
Which is all randomized. So when you do a raid, it's just random whether you get what you want.
Which is one of the things I hate the most. Is because, like Derek says, it's a grind. And sometimes the grind's fun, sometimes it's not. And I think we forget to talk about that. While you're grinding, you're playing the game. So if you like playing first-person shooters, the grind isn't honestly that bad. It's just a little repetitive.
You gotta call up a couple of buddies, and it's fun to all get on the sparrows and drive around.
Yeah, the only bad thing is you have to do, say, for instance, the Crota raid right now. You have to do Crota on normal, and you have to do Crota on hard, because the normal and the hard have 2 separate drops.
So it's like a care package, pretty much, right? You get a random.
It's like the supply drop.
It's a I don't care for you package. That's what it seems like.
Well, and Derek and I are a bit jaded, is because when you play Destiny, you're gonna learn quickly that it is random, totally random. You could be the best player in the game. Some jamoke joins in the last 2 minutes of that game
and gets the best weapon.
Does nothing. Just. Hey guys, glad I got here in time to get the best gun. See ya.
So there's no really, I mean, I guess skill to it. It's more of just a team effort.
Well, there's skill to get through the levels to get the drops. I mean,
so that's why you like it so much, then.
You can kindly leave, Nick. This conversation is over.
I'd say there's a lot of different skill for it, and there's a lot of different moving parts within a raid. And so the hard part is getting used to doing one thing and not learning the other. So there's a lot of different skill sets that you have to use, and even with the cheeses that are out there on how to beat it easier, still require a great amount of discipline to do.
Gotcha.
So, and if you, but I'm trying to learn those other things because otherwise I'd be stuck in a rut.
Right. Okay.
But I will say that I would never have gotten into the game if it wasn't for doing the alpha first and then the beta. And so by the time that beta came out and I was playing it, I was all over it. I knew I was gonna just dump my money. Right. I was gonna hemorrhage money into this thing.
Yeah.
And with a 10-year game plan, I imagine I'm gonna be hemorrhaging lots of money for years to come.
And it is getting more interesting. That was my biggest beef. So they start the game out. Quick spoiler alert for the first 5 minutes of the game. If you're gonna play it, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. But this robot called your ghost shows up and scans you, and he's all, "You've been dead for years." I was like, "What? I've been dead for years?" Like, I know you're gonna have a lot of questions, but there's no time. And the next thing you know, you're getting chased by space hippos. It's the best thing I can say to describe these aliens. There's talking robots or spaceships, and at one point you're just like, No, you need to start explaining what's going on. I've been dead for years. I'm pretty good for being dead for years. I'm not.
Look pretty spry.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, whatever. I guess I'll go run around Russia and shoot some dudes. I guess that's cool.
Why Russia?
I don't know. Yeah.
I've never figured that out. Why Russia?
So a little.
That was the last
Yeah.
location before Las
Which
Vegas,
is
I
no
guess.
way. No, Russia's gonna be like one of the first places to go. I mean, come on. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
What about our Russian listeners? They're mad now.
Sorry, comrades. Okay. That's how it goes. Let's move down the list, so we can come back to Destiny
Yeah.
if we want.